Hi, everyone. This is Action Jackson, and welcome to Motivation for the Nation. Good morning, everyone. This is Action Jackson, and welcome to Motivation for the Nation. It is such a pleasure to have you here watching with me today. And we always have the good vibes here on Motivation for the Nation. If you're tuning in for the very first time, welcome. If you're coming back, this is me, Action Jackson, here to increase your dose of happiness, like sugar and spice.
I feel nice. I feel that it's fine.
Are you going to join me? Come on.
Nice. So nice. I got you.
Nice. Thank you very much. Okay, so today's show is going to be an amazing show. Thank you so much for watching me, tuning in to Motivation for the Nation each and every day. Weekday, 10 a.m. We tune in live to bring you the inspiration that you need in order to be the person you would love to be in life. This show is all about motivation. So if you want to be motivated, let's get straight into it. Now, every show is designed uniquely to change something about you. See, I'm not about theory, I'm all about action. That's why they call me Action Jackson. Can you see that right there? That's why they call me Action Jackson. The next segment of the show is all about gratitude. I like to do what I call the gratitude exercise. But before I get into all of that, I want to know who's watching. If you're watching for the very first time, just type hello in the comments below. Just type hello so I know you're watching. I just want to see where you are, who are you. Just type hello so I can shout you out. This show is all about motivation. Today's topic, I'll be looking at the 5 people that have influenced my journey in a very unique way. Good morning, Mama G. That's my mother. And I'm sure my dad is watching as well. Thank you so much. They're like my biggest fans. They're there every single day. Today, I'm going to be talking about the 5 people along the journey that have actually influenced my journey throughout the years. Top 5 people that have influenced my journey outside of my family, of course, because there are many people who have influenced me. And hopefully, by the time you have learned from me and from these people, you can go and research these people, and maybe they can influence you and your journey as well. So, without much ado, let's go straight into our gratitude exercise. If you're tuning in for the very first time, this is Action Jackson, and this is Motivation for the Nation. We're about to do our gratitude exercise, and as per normal, please don't ever get tired of being grateful. No, 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 no. I'm grateful for so many things. I'm grateful. 2310 Sammy, how are you doing? Good morning. Good morning, Nancy Ogunyemi. Okay, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning to Johnson Ogunyemi. Good morning to Grace Ogunyemi. Good morning to each and every one of you. Good morning to Olivia Ayomikun Oguyemi, Ayomi Kwasi, Oguyemi, good morning to you. Good morning, that's my daughter. I'm saying hello to. So, gratitude exercise. My question to you today is this: who are you grateful for? Or what are you grateful for? Take a deep breath in, breathe out. Have a think about that thing or that person that you're grateful for. Why are you grateful for that thing and that person? Because gratitude will determine your altitude. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my wife. I'm grateful for my daughter. I'm grateful for my mom. I'm grateful for my dad, my brothers and my sisters. See, the more I think about what I'm grateful for, my heart feels so good. You don't need anything else. Once you got strong family, once you got people that love you, that care for you, once you got a country that is filled with so much resources, I'm grateful for this country. I'm grateful for my upbringing. What are you grateful for? I believe every day you need to stop and think about what you're grateful for. Otherwise, you're just going to go through life complaining. and moaning. Take a deep breath in, breathe out. See, the mind is motivated by pain and pleasure. When you think about what you don't have, you're being motivated by a positive, positive, tongue twister, possible pain. I don't have that job yet. When you think about what you've already had and what you do have, that's pleasure. Remember this, all I need is within me now. All I need is within me now. Say it to yourself. All I need is within me now. I'm grateful for my life. I'm grateful for my life. Breathe that in and breathe out. Wonderful. Thank you very much. That concludes our meditation for today. Make sure you do that every day. Make sure you do that. The more we think about the things that we're grateful for, the better. Now, today I'm going to be talking about the top 5 people outside of my family members who have influenced my journey as an actor, a presenter. The top 5 people that have influenced my journey are people you know about. First and foremost, let's bring the music down a little bit. First and foremost, I want to talk about my family members because I think without them, I wouldn't have gone searching for these 5 people, especially my mother and my father, who I grew up with. So, growing up, my father and my mother played an integral part in my journey. I remember there was a time where I can remember vividly. I used to love playing basketball, and you see why now in a moment. I used to love playing basketball, and I was trying out for a basketball team, and during that time, I was so eager to be picked. And that day, I didn't get picked for my basketball team. I got cut. I came home, I was really upset. I didn't say anything to my mom or my dad. I went up into my room and I was really upset. My mom came upstairs, and mothers have this sixth sense. And my mom was like, "What's up?" I said, I got cut from the basketball team. I was really upset. She said, "Don't worry, one day you're going to have your own team." I said, "What's this woman talking about? I've just got cut as a player. You're telling me one day I'm going to have my own team. What's that?" Well, lo and behold, years later, I was coaching a basketball team of mine during the Heathrow Youth Games. And guess who I was playing against? I was playing against the coach who actually cut me years before. So you see, my mother has played a very integral part in my journey in terms of encouraging me in times of darkness. So too has my father, a great man who has epitomized integrity, leadership, love. He is truly the example of what a father is supposed to be to his children. He loves us very dearly and he shows us. I remember there was a time when my sister had her first baby and he was in Nigeria at the time. And, my sister was like, "Oh, you're going to come over for the christening?" And he's like, "Yeah, I probably will. I'll send you some money to help you out with the christening." And my sister went quiet on the line, but my dad knew that, okay, you know what, he needs to fly over. And my dad literally flew over from Nigeria to the UK just for the christening and flew back to Nigeria. That is a great example of people who have influenced us, help us to stand on true foundation. So to mom and to dad, I really love you. Thank you so much for helping me to become the true man that I am today. Now, I've taken that manly strength and I've been able to build my own family. And my wife, Nancy Oguyemi, who's watching right now, is another great influential person in my life. I'm still doing this show because of her. There's times where she said to me, "Don't stop doing the show, keep doing the show." Times where I wanted to give up. And she kept encouraging me, kept pushing me. So I thank God for her life. And let me tell you, listen, to all the guys who are watching, marry well, marry well. Listen, the recipe to failure is being in a marriage with a frustrated, negative woman. The recipe to success is to be in a marriage with a woman who actually is very inspirational. And my wife definitely is my inspiration. And my final inspiration comes in the form of a little bundle of joy, Olivia Jackson, who came into our lives about over 30 days ago. She inspires me, along with my siblings, all of them. There's things that they do. So today we're talking about people that have influenced my journey. Who have influenced your journey? Whether you're watching this live or you're watching the replay, I want you to type on the video right now. Who has influenced your journey through life? Because success is not by magic, it's by work. You need people to help you out. All right, excellent. Now, today I'm going to be talking about top 5 people outside of my family who have influenced me. You've heard a bit about my journey, my family, and they gave me my foundation, which allowed me to go and chase after these other crazy people. Honestly, it's quite interesting. Wanted to become an actor and a TV show host. I had the desire and the dream, but I didn't have the motivation. So the first person I'm going to talk to you about is a very powerful man who, for me, definitely epitomizes greatness. Epitomizes greatness. And I'm just going to sort of read a short bio of this individual. So bear with me for a second. Now, you might have seen him. This individual is a talented individual. He is the mastermind behind 17 feature film, 20 stage plays, 7 television shows, a New York Times best-selling book. Tyler Perry has built an empire that has attracted audiences and built communities around the world. He built his Tyler Perry studio, home based in Atlanta, Georgia, throughout the world. Celebrated amongst the pantheons of today's greatest cinematic innovators, his unique blend of spiritual hope and down to earth home humor continues to shape his inspirational life stories, connecting with fans across the globe and always leaving a space to dream. Tyler's legacy is the modern day American dream. This guy is an inspiration. Whenever I watch him do what he does, he really warms my heart. We're going to play a short clip of Tyler Perry now so you can see what I mean by a man of inspiration. Here is Tyler Perry.
I ended up homeless. I ended up out on the street with no money and nothing to my name. My intention was just to make enough money to be able to take care of my mother. That's all I wanted to do. That was my goal. I had written my first play. It was called I Know I've Been Changed. I put the show up, working, used car, bill collector, H&R Block tax return that wasn't quite right, but I got my money out of it. I thought 1,200 people would show up that weekend, but only 30 showed up. My car payment, rent, everything was tied up in it. But I knew that that is what I was supposed to be doing. I knew that I was on a good foundation. When I was growing up, my father was a carpenter. He would take me to work with him. And in the summertime, it was really hot, and I'd be out there with him, and he'd be building these houses. And the part that I hated most about this was when we had to put in the foundation. It was painstaking, digging these holes. Then you had to tie the steel, and after all that work was done, you just poured concrete over it. And here's the thing, nobody ever saw it. All that work was done, and nobody ever saw it. No one ever cared about the foundation. The only time you hear someone talk about the foundation is when a house is falling apart. But when the foundation is done right, nobody mentions it. And when it's done right, it can carry the weight of anything that it was designed to hold. What you were building had to be strong enough to support the weight of whatever you could dream. And if you're like me, you are a huge dreamer. You had to have a foundation that is big enough and strong enough and bold enough to hold all of your dreams and handle them coming true. I need to warn you, it takes a while to build a dream. When you get out there in the world, I want you to remember something. What's in the well will come up in the bucket. So today I want to challenge you to know your intention as to why you do what you do. And I promise you, if your intention is right, you will be successful. But let me warn you what will happen when you're successful. Because
Tyler Perry, what's in the well will come out in the surface. This is Action Jackson. You've just tuned into Motivation for the Nation. I'm talking about the top 5 people that have influenced my journey. That there was Tyler Perry, a playwright, an actor. Why has he influenced me so greatly? Well, I am an actor. I am a television show host. And people like that, they inspire me. Who inspires you? So the first thing I want you to do is to understand what your dream is and find out who's mastered your dream and start following what they do. The next individual, listen, if you don't know this individual, I don't know what's wrong. I don't know. Like, where have you been? Where have you been? I love the fact that this individual she's on our screens. Everywhere you go, you see her. Okay, so Oprah Winfrey, born Oprah Winfrey Gale, January 29th, 1954, is an American talk show host She's a television producer, a media executive, a philanthropist. She's best known for her talk show, The Oprah Winfrey Show, that broadcasts to Chicago, which is the highest rated television program of its kind. She's a billionaire. She's a philanthropist. Take a look at what Oprah has to say about life.
You will find true success and happiness if you have only one goal. There really is only one, and that is this: to fulfill the highest, most truthful expression of yourself as a human being. You want to max out your humanity by using your energy to lift yourself up, your family, and the people around you. The single most important lesson I learned in 25 years talking every single day to people was that there's a common denominator in our human experience. We want to be validated. We want to be understood. I've done over 35,000 interviews in my career. And as soon as that camera shuts off, everyone always turns to me and inevitably in their own way asks this question: was that okay? I heard it from President Bush. I heard it from President Obama. I've heard it from heroes and from housewives. I've heard it from victims and perpetrators of crimes. I even heard it from Beyonce and all of her Beyonce-ness. Friends and family, yours, enemies, strangers, in every argument, in every encounter, every exchange, I will tell you, they all want to know one thing: was that okay? Did you hear me? Do you see me? Did what I say mean anything to you? My hope is that you will try to go out and have more face-to-face conversations with people you may disagree with. That you'll have the courage to look them in the eye and hear their point of view, and help make sure that the speed and distance and anonymity of our world doesn't cause us to lose our ability to stand in somebody else's shoes and recognize all that we share as a people. This is imperative for you as an individual and for our success as a nation. So whether you call it soul or spirit or higher self, intelligence, there is, I know this, there's a light inside each of you, all of us, that illuminates your very human beingness if you let it. And as a young girl from rural Mississippi, I learned long ago that being myself was much easier than pretending to be Barbara Walters. Although when I first started, because I had Barbara in my head, I would try to sit like Barbara, talk like Barbara, move like Barbara. And then one night I was on the news, reading the news, and I called Canada Canada. And that was the end of me being Barbara. I cracked myself up on TV, couldn't stop laughing in my real personality.
Wow, look at that. Oprah Winfrey, I could play her all day long. A woman that epitomizes greatness, service, and philanthropy. Her thing is all about embracing your true self. And when you embrace your true self, you're able to serve humanity. See, each and every one of us, we are looking for someone to pay attention to us. And Oprah Winfrey paid attention to the world, and then the world paid attention to her. See, if you want to be an interesting person, be interested. I repeat, if you want to be an interesting person, be interested in everybody else, because everybody else is looking for attention. That there was Oprah Winfrey. Now, there's a common thread to all these people that I've got. Oprah Winfrey, a television show producer. I remembered sitting in my living room watching 20 hours of Oprah Winfrey back to back, back to back, back to back. What got me about Oprah Winfrey was not only was she a television show host, her television show was able to influence the lives of other people. There were times I sat there and I broke down in tears. See, when you live your light, you allow other people to live their lights. You allow other people to live their own dreams. So Oprah Winfrey was definitely a powerful woman. The next individual, I'm looking forward to this individual. Steve Harvey is an American comedian, businessman, and entertainer. He hosts the Steve Harvey Morning Show, Family Feud, Celebrity Feud, the Miss Universe competition, and Fox New Year's Eve celebration. Harvey began his career as a comedian. He did stand up in the early 1980s and hosted Showtime at the Apollo and the Steve Harvey Show on the WB. He was later featured in the original Kings of Comedy. After starring in the Kings of Comedy tour, he performed his last stand-up show in 2012. Steve Harvey is once again another philanthropist, a great man with a great heart and a great message. Take a look.
Listen, man, like I told all my kids have a college education. I told them all, I don't care what you get a degree in. Until you follow your dream and connect it to your gift, you'll never be happy. You'll never be happy, man. I just got to tell you, you got to chase that dream before you die, man. You should go and live your dream. Just go see. God puts your real life in your imagination. That's where your real life ain't in your present circumstance. Your real life is not in your current situation. Your real life is not in your paycheck. Your real life, he tucks it away in your imagination. Albert Einstein said, imagination is everything. It's a preview to life's coming attractions. Everything you imagine is a preview to a coming attraction. Once you understand that and quit looking at your imagination as hocus pocus, it opens up a wide range of things and possibilities. And God puts your real life in your imagination. Listen to me. This is serious what I'm telling you. Don't you think it's nothing else. Imagination is everything. It's the preview to life's coming attractions. That simply means everything that's in your imagination is a preview of a coming attraction that God has for you. That's why he puts it in your imagination. That's why when you tell your imagination to the wrong people, it don't go nowhere. You ever had something you thought was a brilliant idea and you took it in there to your family and your loved ones and they shot it down? You know why they shot it down? Because they couldn't see it. Because God didn't put it in their imagination. He put it in your imagination. If you want to kill a big dream, tell it to a small-minded person. That motherfucker die like that. It'll just die. I walked in that house, man, and told everybody I was quitting my job to go be a comedian. Everybody in that house shot that down. My ex-wife shot it down. Her mother-in-law shot it down. My mama shot it down. All my friends shot it down. My brothers and sisters shot it down. Don't you quit your job, go be no comedian. You can't make no money telling no jokes like that. It's 1985. Who you think you are? If I had listened to them, I wouldn't even be here today. But I didn't listen because it was evidently clear to me. God had put it in my imagination that one day I would be on stage. That was an old song that the Temptations had. It was written by Donny Hathaway, and it's called A Song for You. And one of the stanzas in the song I used to sing as a little boy. I've acted out my life on stages with 10,000 people watching, and we are alone, and I'm singing this song for you. I used to always imagine myself in front of 10,000 people. Man, I'm one of the original kings of comedy, man. You know how many people I done been in front of? I done told jokes in front of 44,000 people before.
Steve Harvey, wow. I mean, I'm sure you've seen his films, you've seen his show. Just Google the man's name, Steve Harvey, and you're able to see it. If you're just watching this as Motivation for the Nation, I'm Action Jackson. I'm talking about the top 5 people that have influenced my journey so far. Actor, comedian, television talk show host has really influenced me. I really want to help you that if you have any dreams and have any goals, you need to have people that you're looking into. Don't look up to them, look into them. There's a difference. When you look up to people, you're in awe, but when you look into them, you are investigating to see what their mindset is, what drives them, what their story is. If these people can make it in an era where there was no technology, where there was no digital support, what is your excuse? Now, this next person didn't influence my entertainment desires. So the people that I've shown you, the 3 people that I've shown you, they've influenced my desire to be an actor. They've influenced my desire to be a television talk show host. But this man took my game to another level in terms of what he was able to give me and give my mind. See, your mind is the most powerful tool that you have been given. But it's quite a shame that many of us spend more money on our cars, on our phones, than we do our mind. We just take our mind for granted. The next individual goes by the name of Anthony Robbins, born February the 29th, 1960. He is an American author, public speaker, life coach, philanthropist. Robin is known for his infomercials, seminars, self-help book, including books called Unlimited Power, Awaken the Giant Within. Ladies and gentlemen, take a look at what Tony Robbins has to say about life.
What if you and we stop the suffering by having one new belief? Here's what I believe in my soul. Life is always happening for us, never to us. We think it's happening to us because of our minds, but it's all happening for us, even the pain, even the disappointment, even the problems. Maybe life isn't always about getting your preferences. Maybe life is about you becoming more. And when you do, you feel more alive and you have more to give, and that's the purpose of life. Because when we're giving, we're outside of ourselves. There's no suffering when we're giving. Change your story, change your life. We all have a story about why we are where we are. If you're not where you want to be in your life, in some area, like maybe your body's great, but your finances aren't, or your finances great, but your relationship sucks, or doesn't, or whatever, the bottom line is, you've got a story why it's that way. And the story we tell ourselves protects us from pain. It gives us a reason why it's not our fault, or it's gonna be okay in the future. But the story that protects you also imprisons you. It keeps you from changing your life. So in order to create a change in your life, you really truly gotta change your story. You gotta shift your story. You gotta find a story that's gonna empower you, a story that's gonna strengthen you, a story that'll push you beyond anything you've ever done in the past. Make the decision that says, I will not suffer. I'm gonna live in a beautiful state no matter what if it rains on your parade? What if your best friend screws you over? What if somebody yells at you? What if you get humiliated? What if you go broke? What if you lose your job? Could you still be happy, yes or no? Are there people who've lost arms, legs, been blinded, lost their family, and they're still loving and happy and beautiful, yes or no? And they aren't just Mother Teresa, they're not just Nelson Mandela, they're any human being that decides to live where it's not about themselves.
Just do more, give more, share more, create more. What you need will be there.
Tony, what's the single most important key to success above anything else? It's not talent, it's not skill, it's hunger. If you get enough hunger going in you for an answer, you'll find the answer. If you're creative enough, can you find an answer to the problem, yes or no? If you're determined enough, can you find the money that you don't have? Can you find it, yes or no? If you care enough and get other people to care with you, can you get them to help you, yes or no? If you are bold enough, if you're strong enough, if you're disciplined enough, can you get yourself to do things other people cannot find a way to do, yes or no? Our entire life changes in a moment. Who gets that? Say I. The truth is, I don't care where you are today. I don't care if you're totally broke. If you can find the hunger inside of you and you can remember, I don't need resources, I need resourcefulness, that'll get me the resources, then anything you dream about you can make real.
Authenticity will lead to a rich life.
Life is always happening for us, not to us.
Yeah. Tony Robbins, powerful man. If you just joined in, this is Motivation for the Nation. I'm talking about the top 5 people that have influenced my journey. I went as far as buying his books, going to his seminars. He does seminars up and down the country and the world. And this guy, he's all about the mind. Tony Robbins, go and Google him, listen to him about the psychology of success, why some people are successful and why others are not successful. A very powerful man. So I'm talking about the top 5 people that have influenced my journey as an individual. So you can see me, but what's inside of me, I'm giving you a glimpse of the people that have poured inside of me. This next individual is quite an interesting individual because when I started my journey as a businessman, he was the first person that I knew. So I bought his book. You might have seen him. You might know him. He goes by the name of Sir Richard Branson, born 18th of July, 1950. He is a British businessman, inventor, author, and former philanthropist. He founded the Virgin Group. Everything Virgin, you know it's all about Richard. He controls more than 400 companies in various fields. Wow. Take a look what Branson has to say about life.
I was dyslexic. I had no understanding of schoolwork whatsoever. I certainly would have failed IQ tests, and you know, it's one of the reasons I left school when I was 15 years old. And if I'm not interested in something, you know, I just don't grasp it.
I mean, there's the story about your mother allegedly dumping you in a field at aged 4 and saying, "Okay, walk home." And did this really happen?
I mean, she was, you know, she felt that we needed to stand on our own 2 feet from an early age. So she did things to us which now she'd be arrested for. So, yeah, such as, you know, pushing us out of the car and telling us to find our own way to Granny's about 5 miles before we actually got there, and making us go on, you know, wonderful long bike rides, and we're never allowed to watch television. I just love learning, and I'm incredibly inquisitive, and I love taking on the status quo and trying to turn it upside down. So I've seen life as one long learning process, and if I see, if I fly on somebody else's airline and find the experience is not a pleasant one, which it wasn't 21 years ago, then I think, well, maybe I can create the kind of airline that I'd like to fly on, and so got one sort of second-hand 747 from Boeing and gave it a go. Well, I think that there's a very thin dividing line between success and failure. We were being attacked by British Airways. They were trying to put our airline out of business, and they launched what's become known as the Dirty Tricks campaign. And I realised that the whole empire was likely to come crashing down unless I chipped in a chip. And in order to protect the jobs of the people who work for the airline and protect the jobs of the people who work for the record company, I had to sell the family jewelry to protect the airline. As it turns out,
Mr. Richard Branson, a powerful inspiration to us all. One thing I love about Richard Branson is his sense of adventure. He never says no to an adventure. And I think that curiosity is what's made him one of the top most philanthropists and business minds of our time. If you're curious, you learn more. But many of us have trapped ourselves in thoughts of old. We're quick to say something won't work, but we haven't really tried. What I learned from him, just give it a go. Just give things a go. Like he said, he flew on an airline. He wasn't comfortable, but he thought, let me give it a go. He bought a second-hand plane, and he thought, let me start my own airline. He's human like you and I. What's the difference? The difference is he gave things a go. We can't be limiting ourselves. So the reason why I'm driven, because I think the way he thinks, adventure. The final individual that I'm going to share with you today is an individual that's very dear to my heart. He is an individual that epitomizes greatness at the highest level. Currently, he has a 10-part series on Netflix at the moment called The Last Dance. Michael Jeffrey Jordan, born February, there is something about February, right? Born February 17th, 1963, also known as MJ, is an American former professional basketball player and the principal owner of the Charlotte Hornets of the NBA. He played 15 seasons in the NBA, winning 6 championships with the Chicago Bulls. His biography on the official NBA website states, by acclamation, Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all time. He was one of the most effective marketed athletes of his generation and was considered the instrumental in the popularization of the NBA around the world in the 1980s. Let me share with you his accolades. 6-time NBA champion, 6-time NBA Finals MVP, 5-time most valuable player, 14-time NBA All-Star, 3-time NBA All-Star Game MVP, 10-time All-NBA First Team, All NBA second team, NBA Defensive Player of the Year. I can be here going on and on and on. The guy's a billionaire. He is the man behind the brand. Listen to what Michael Jordan has to say about success.
I feel like I'm the most fierce competitor there is. I don't think I'm ever going to find something to equal the game of basketball for me.
They talk about guys being competitors. He was the fiercest of all the competitors.
I know Jesus worked 7 days a week, or 6 days. He rested on Sunday, didn't he? Well, Michael Jordan played on Sunday.
An assassin personified that had that killer instinct.
I'm not sure people really know how good this guy is.
Michael Jordan at his best. There's very few people on this planet that can do this.
For me, Michael Jordan was a killer. It didn't matter. He wanted to come in and kill you.
What motivates me is the unknown. No one knows. You know, they can all speculate, but no one really knows. And myself, I didn't know. You know, but that I didn't let that stop me. You know, and I let that motivate me more so than anything. That, you know, as long as it's unknown, that means I have a chance. You know, and that's the way I pursued my whole career.
No matter what the game is, or who you're playing against, you have to want the ball, the clock, the pressure. You block all that out. All you think about is what you have to do to win. That's why I love the end of the game, because it comes down to that one moment when it's all in my hand.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Flight 23.
I don't always have to hit the last shot, but I do have to walk away knowing I did everything I could to win the game. When you step on the floor, it doesn't matter how many times you've done it before. All that matters is that you do it now. Those are the moments you put in the hours of practice for. Those are the ones you never forget.
I never feared about my skills, you know, because I put in the work. Work ethic eliminates fear. So if you put forth the work, then what are you fearing? You know what you're capable of doing, what you're not. I've never been afraid. I mean, obviously you're nervous, but afraid means you're not confident in your skills. I have total confidence in my skills, so I'm not afraid. Be true to the game, because the game will be true to you. If you try to shortcut the game, then the game's going to shortcut you. If you put forth the effort, you know, good things will be bestowed upon you. You know, that's truly about the game. And in some ways, that's about life too.
Wow, Michael Jordan. That brought back memories. Well, my name's not Michael Jordan, I'm Action Jackson. Welcome to Motivation for the Nation. I've just been reviewing the top 5 people that have influenced my journey. There's a lot more, but these were the 5 that came to mind in terms of what they did. I played basketball. I used to play basketball, and I still do play basketball. And his ability, there's one thing he said, you don't have to be fearful if you've done the preparation. Have faith in your preparation. He had faith in the work that he had put in, so he had no fear. You know, when you work hard on yourself and you work hard on your craft, when it's time to deliver, you deliver at the highest level. Of course, he's a billionaire now. Of course, he's enjoying his life right now. Why? Guess what? He was grinding very early on. He put in the hard work. As I finish off the show today, my question to you is this. Who are you looking into? Because whoever you look into will end up in you. I repeat, whoever you look into will end up in you. These 5 people, I've been looking into them for a very long time, and I'm taking examples of what makes them great, and I'm inculcating their habits to build my own dream, to help the world become a place where young people can wake up happy and go to bed fulfilled. That's my dream. So whether I do it through acting, entertaining, singing, that whole world, so long as when I look back years from now, I know that this world is better off for young people, then I know I've done my job. My challenge to you today is this. Who are you looking up to and how much do you know about them? All the people that I've just shown you, I've read their books. I've watched their documentaries. I watch them over and over and over and over. So when I get to the top, I won't be surprised. If I don't get to the top, I will be surprised, because when you follow a particular process, there's no doubt that you're going to make it to the top. Success leaves clues. These people have left clues in their speeches, in their books. All you've got to do is buy it, read it, and follow it in your own fashion. And before you know it, you meet with success like never before. My name is Action Jackson. This has been Motivation for the Nation. And I trust that this show has inspired you and will continue to inspire you. I will leave you now with my music video that I'm very proud of called Happy Song 365. This part of my way of making a stamp on humanity. I truly believe that we can wake up happy and go to bed fulfilled. Thank you so much for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, 10 a.m. on Motivation for the Nation with me, Action Jackson. Thank you so much. God bless.
Hello. Happy World 365. Spreading happiness 24/7. Worldwide. Action Jackson, Ambassador for Happiness. Let's do this. Every time you wake up, don't forget you're amazing. You're a star, and that's never changing. Your life could be hard, but life is a gift. Do a little dance and move to the beat. I know negativity will come your way, but you stay positive. Like every single day, they don't hold your destiny. Better live each day like a legacy. I know sometimes you cry, but joy comes in the morning. Yeah. Young girl, keep your head up high. I catch you when you're falling. Yeah. I know sometimes you cry, but joy comes in the morning. Yeah. Young boy, keep your head up high. I catch you when you're falling. I'm H-A-P-P-Y 365, yeah. I'm H-A-P-P-Y. That's the only way to stay alive. I'm H-A-P-P-Y 365, yeah. I'm H-A-P-P-Y. That's the only way to stay alive. I'm H-A-P-P-Y 365, yeah. I'm H-A-P-P-Y. That's the only way to stay alive. I'm H-A-P-P-Y 365, yeah. I'm H-A-P-P-Y. That's the only way to stay alive. Hey, happyworld365.com. Join the happiness movement. Yeah. I'ma start each day so thankful that I'm breathing. Cause gratitude is a promise that I'm keeping. Cause I've been through the lows and the deep end. All I needed was some hope and some good friends. So I spread love and I make it look easy. If you want a dose, then you should come and see me. Cause you're special and you're far from regular. Do you hear what I'm telling y'all? I know sometimes you cry, but joy comes in the morning. Yeah. Young girl, keep your head up high. I catch you when you're falling. Yeah. I know sometimes you cry, but joy comes in the morning. Yeah. Young boy, keep your head up high. I catch you when you're falling. Yeah. I'm H-A-P-P-Y 365, yeah. I'm H-A-P-P-Y. That's the only way to stay alive. I'm H-A-P-P-Y 365, yeah. I'm H-A-P-P-Y. That's the only way to stay alive. I'm H-A-P-P-Y 365, yeah. I'm H-A-P-P-Y. That's the only way to stay alive. I'm H-A-P-P-Y 365, yeah. I'm H-A-P-P-Y. That's the only way to stay alive. Yes. happyworld365.com. Join the happy movement.
What? I'm H-A-P-P-Y. What? 365, yeah. I'm H-A-P-P-Y. What? Only way to stay alive. Don't know what. Yes. I'm H-A-P-P-Y. 365, yeah. I'm H-A-P-P-Y. That's the only way to stay alive. USA, make some noise.
HAPPY, 365, yeah. I'm HAPPY, 365. I'm HAPPY, 365, yeah. I'm HAPPY, 365, yeah.